Hello my friends, welcome to a new video. For those who don't know me, my name is Gabriel Herrera. Hey guys, can you imagine living in a world where there are only two colors? As all of you can see in the title of this video, I am colorblind, and today you are going to join me in a regular day to know how this condition affects my everyday life. But before, I wanted to explain what this is all about. The first thing you have to know is that this has nothing to do with some kind of blindness. It is actually a deficiency in the way I see colors. I know you might be wondering why is this video in black and white, and it is because many of you even think that we colorblind people see like this. But no, it is not like this. Although it might happen, it ain't common. This is an affection called achromatopsia, but that is not my case. My condition is a different one, and there are several types of daltonism. The colors that I usually confuse are, for example, green. And I know it's green because I asked the person filming this. Some shades of yellow, red, and purple, which I confuse with blue. What you should know is that they are not all of the shades of these colors. If you stay until the end of the video, I'm going to do the famous test so you can determine by looking at the circles if you're colorblind or not. This test is called Ishihara, and it was created by the Japanese doctor Shinobu Ishihara 96 years ago, and we still use it nowadays because it's that good. Now understanding this, you may ask, how can this affect one person's life? And that is what we are going to find out. It definitely affects, and I remember when I was a child I had to deal with some bullying and bad grades. Because using colors is something we do every day. So parents, if you see that your kid colors the tree with inverted colors, or if he colors the sun with a very shiny green, it will be better if you start buying the colors with names. My mom did it. For example, this is a bit cruel for children. It is The Monster of Colors. It is a book where monsters have different colors. For a colorblind child, this is a nightmare. Playing a video game where the key is to get some object of whatever color, it is impossible for me. For example, this Nintendo Switch controls, this one I can see it green grass I think. But this one at first sight I think it's gray. Then they told me that it was pink, and maybe after that they told me it was pink, I may see it as pink, okay? But at first I thought it was gray. All these iPhone colors are beautiful. Too bad I only identify black and white. Something that annoys me too, and the solution is so simple, is that with all the amount of colors that exist, why is that all the color codes are based just in red and green? These are the same colors which most colorblind people have problems with. See the example. This is the Skyscanner app, which is a searcher for cheap flights. And they are based on the color codes green, yellow, and red. This is what you told me, right? And these cheap flights you see here are represented by these color points. So how can I define which is the cheapest ticket if I don't see well these three color shades? For example, it would make our lives easier to use colors like black or blue, which are so different for us that we can identify. A simple thing for everyone, like getting dressed, is too complicated for me, because knowing if what I'm wearing matches can be such a nightmare. That's the reason I think my favorite colors are black and white. Believe it or not, I tend to make very crazy combinations. I've even worn this same t-shirt thinking it was yellow with yellow shoes. What about these yellow glasses? Although the truth is, this is an interpretation thing because I have seen people discussing about the color of some particular object and they are not colorblind. By the way, I wanted to tell you that if this video gets to 30,000 likes, listen well, 30,000 likes, I'm going to buy those glasses which are for the colorblind, and I'm going to record myself reacting for the first time seeing with those glasses. So click the like below so I can do it. Shopping at the supermarket may be easy for many, but not for me. I might be taking some green bananas instead of the yellows, or taking some green tomatoes instead of reds. Right now I don't even know the example I'm giving to you, is the tomato red or green, or is the banana yellow or green. If I tell you what color I see, I will be simply guessing and not because I know the color. Now we get to one of the most interesting parts of the video, and that is when I drive. I know you may wonder if I can see the traffic lights at the street. And the answer is yes, I can. I define the colors of the traffic lights, such as red, orange, and green. Although I cannot see the same shades you can, I can distinguish some of them. Still, one of the main issues I have is when the sunlight hits the traffic light directly, and it is so difficult for me to know if the traffic light is on or not. And the fun fact is that in Venezuela that happened to me a lot because the electricity fails a lot. Didn't know if the traffic light was on or not, if there was electricity or not. So I hated being first in the traffic light because when the sunlight struck directly, I didn't know when to drive because I didn't see if the traffic light was on, even though I have to confess that I usually see the green light white. Many countries even forbid driving at night to colorblind people because of this big problem. The truth is I really don't know why, but at night I can even see the colors better than in the daylight. Also, you don't have to worry because the light's position is always the same in any country. The first one for red, second for yellow, and third one for green. And statistically, colorblind people are less involved in traffic accidents because we are actually very cautious with that. If you want to know more about this, you should know that most people who suffer from this condition is by inheritance. And it is very rare to see a colorblind woman because most of the cases are men. You should also know that people who suffer from this condition are quite more than people expect because they represent 10% of the population. These rates are based on people who discover they are colorblind because many people may suffer from it and might not even know or even pay enough attention to check up and know if this common condition might be affecting them. Did you know in Second World War colorblind pilots were chosen to attack certain targets because they could see them better? So not everything is bad. Well, depending on how you see it, because the war is already a bad thing. Another thing that gives me a lot of trouble is getting my dog's waste. For example, in this case it's dark, but when it's a lighter color, getting it from the grass becomes a difficult task. Because I think we should pick it up and not leave it there like this person did. Now the time everyone was waiting for, we are going to do the Ishihara test. In this first image you are looking at, a normal person would see the number 8. But a colorblind person would see the number 3. Now I ask, how many of you were surprised that you didn't see the number 8 but the number 3 instead? In my particular case, I see the number 3 but just a little bit around the edges. I can see the number 3 but just a little bit around there. In this second image, a normal person would see the number 2 and a colorblind person like me can see nothing at all. Of course I can see some colors, I see color points, a lot of color points, many colored circles, but I can't distinguish a silhouette or a particular number at all. In this third example, a normal person would see the number 5. In my case, in this particular moment, I can see nothing at all, just as in the last case. In this fourth example, a normal person would have to see the number 5 and the colorblind person would see number 2. And I left the best image for you at last, and if you can see a circle inside this image, you are completely colorblind. Nothing more to say. No, I'm kidding. You got scared? This is a simple joke. If you can see the circle, I can also see it and everyone can see it. Well guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you like it, because I thought it was interesting talking about this topic, although I can handle it very well since I've had it all my life. And I wanted to tell you how a person lives with this condition. Actually, we live like any other person. And it is just that we can't see the different shades of colors like you, a common normal person. As I mentioned before, it is not common for a colorblind person to see in black and white. It is actually rare, so most colorblind people can see colors, but we can see the shades of some colors, specific ones, because it ain't the same with all of them. For example, I was looking for a coloring book made for colorblind people and there isn't one. What's the best thing we could do? Buy colors with names for those children, and the coloring books may have the names of the colors that should be used for each drawing. For example, in a tree, write a tag above saying green and brown down, and the kid would look for those colors and he'd color in a better way, choosing the right color according to reality. Well guys, we've come to the end of the video. I hope you enjoy it. Remember that if this video gets 30,000 likes, I'm going to buy those glasses for the colorblind people, and I'm going to record myself reacting for the first time wearing those glasses, because I haven't had the experience, not even in a professional optical shop. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram as Gabriel Herrera _. See you on the next video. Bye bye. Love you guys.